Boy, we have a great success story to talk about now. It's called SAFE, or Student Advocate for Education, and what it does is really remarkable. SAFE takes kids from Oakland, kids who most people would probably call lost causes, turns them into good students, and with a GPA over 3, also helps many of them get into college. Joining us now is the director of SAFE, Mouton, and Deshaun Hewitt, who was helped by the program, is a real success story, and is now coming back to help future kids in that program. Andre, let me start with you. In a nutshell, how does SAFE work?
Well, as an advocate, students need advocates, families need advocates, and so I do advocacy, mentoring, cultural enrichment activities, in-class support, just kind of recruit kids into school and kind of out there with them in the neighborhood doing stuff with them and keeping them out of trouble.
And these are kids where you tell them if they get a grade point average over 3, they get to go on a trip.
Well, yes, that or if they graduate. So
And these are pretty substantial trips. I mean, you go places across the country, correct?
Right. Our first stop is the Grand Canyon, and then Oklahoma City bombing site, and Memphis, Tennessee, Lorraine Motel, and then we go to Atlanta, all the colleges, Clark, Morehouse, and Spelman. And then we go to Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, to the Civil Rights Museum there. And then Washington, D.C., to the White House and Howard University. And then the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, and then New York. Visit all the sites in New York, and then the Grand Niagara Falls.
Wow, that is really something. Deshaun, you are a great success story. I mean, you weren't doing so well. Let's face it. You weren't doing well in class. You were having some real problems. What was it when SAFE first came to you? Why did they get through?
He helped me to see that, there was, better things out there than cutting class and just acting up, getting kicked out of class and things like that. He actually took me under his wing and treated me more like a father, and actually got in there and talked to my teachers and, helped them understand my problems a little bit more and helped them understand my situation. And we all kind of worked together. And he just really helped me out. And through him, I feel like I really, made it through, because at first, before I met him, my attendance wasn't too great, and I was pulling 1.0 and 2.0 GPAs, and through him, I was able to graduate with a 3.7 in the end. But
a 3.7? That is great.
And I've been out of school for, 3-4 years now, and, we still keep in contact and, still
You also graduated from Tech, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Yeah. And now you're working, what, in the automotive field?
Yeah, I work on cars. I love cars.
Is part of the success of the program, and I think you kind of touched on it here, is it that you care? I mean, a lot of these kids, I imagine, don't have a lot of folks who care about them.
Yeah, I really care for him. I treat him like my own. And, in his situation, he had, lost his mother and father, so I took him especially under my wing. And he, it's like God put me in his life so I can work with him. And
Deshaun, do you ever think about where you would be without SAFE?
I don't want to say I wouldn't have graduated. I probably would have graduated, but barely graduated. I probably surely wouldn't have graduated with a 3.7, and I probably wouldn't have pursued my career straight out of high school. I would probably be somewhere lost, But right now, I'm career-minded, and, I'm on the right track now.
How do you keep people? I mean, I imagine that there are, for kids, there's a lot of temptation out there. You can cut class, you can hang out with your friends, you can deal drugs maybe. I mean, lots of different temptations that are going on. How do you keep them on the straight and narrow? And what happens if they mess up? Do you give them a second chance?
Oh, I give them another chance, because it's way past the second chance. I've given Deshaun 100 chances, but never giving up. And always making sure that you're not cutting any corners, making sure he goes to class, call his grandmother. He was staying with his grandmother. We kept in constant contact, making him accountable for each class, and making sure that he followed the rules. And I was always in his face,
Almost like tough love, kind of.
It's tough love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Deshaun, I understand you got a pretty fast car, huh? Now we're talking here. What do you have?
I got a 99 Camaro SS.
What kind of engine?
It's a stock engine, heads cam, supercharger, full suspension, set up.
You got a supercharger on it?
Yeah. Just a little something.
I have a Dodge Viper. I'll bet you would go right past me. My car is pretty darn fast.
Yeah.
Andre, you've got a trip coming up.
Yes.
The trip coming up is later this week.
Yes.
But you do need some help, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've been, this year for some reason, I've gotten help from Ronnie Lott and different people from organizations, but for some reason this year the funds are low. And we have to cut back on the trip if we don't get the the right amount of money to go. So we can make it to Atlanta, but to go to New York for the 3-week trip, we need a lot more help. We were supposed to leave on Saturday. We were supposed to leave on Wednesday, but we pushed it to Saturday so we can get some time to raise more money.
And the trip is very important here, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, kids looking forward to it. I'm trying to give them some opportunity to see different things and get out. Most of the kids that I take have never really left the Bay Area at all.
All right, we want to put a number up on the screen that people can call if they do want to help out. You see the number there. It's 510-472-7153 if you want to get more information, or again, if you want to donate some funds, because SAFE could really use it. And what a program. Thank you both for coming in, and just what a great success story. I really applaud you, and you must be very proud, and you should be very proud. Thanks again to both of you.
Thank you.
Claudine?